This video is about the principle of morality, manliness, for virtue and virility, the martial art principles, etc., all ending after I die. The basic human principles, moral will, determination, moral intelligence, moral precision, moral clarity, moral maturity, moral toughness, okay? Righteousness, the moral warrior spirit, truth, and true love. They all leave after I'm gone because people are complete cowards. Other people are complete cowards that aren't willing to put God before their family. In their own Bible, in a predominantly Christian culture, we have the story of Abraham and Isaac, where he is ordered by God to kill his child, and he's going to do it. And then the angels stop him. Obviously, the moral of the story, the main moral that you have to be an idiot to miss, is that if the situation requires you sacrificing your family to God, for God and for principles, you should. You'd have to be a complete idiot to miss that. These people aren't even qualified to have families, if you really think about it. They can't even lead them to God and insist that they go to God and put God first. None of them are qualified to lead. Their offspring are not raised right, therefore they are not qualified as well, not to mention their ill-gotten gains. But let's look at the scripture that overkills this obvious kind of universal truth that is more important than anything the rest of the world has to say for as long as man exists. All right. Let's look at the idea of the lamp. Where does man get his commands from God? It's a lamp, as the Bible describes it. Okay. In Psalms 119, 105, the word, which is a lamp for their feet, is described as a lamp, right? The word is a lamp for their feet. Proverbs 6, this command is a lamp. So the word is commands that are meant to be fully obeyed. And they say it's your father's and mother's command. Obviously, it is the virtue in the true Christian's father and mother, their command, right? Where do we see this virtue? Where does it come from? It comes from God. Now, obviously, everyone else, every other family is a fake Christian family. They did not obey my family. Therefore, they are in disobedience, and they're willing to pretend that they're more virtuous and righteous, and that their interpretation is just as valid as the top martial artist family, especially as neo-colonialists, assorted liberal scum, assorted conservative scum, just propaganda bitches and cultures that are allowed, completely the opposite of overcoming the world, completely the opposite of being transcendent. Just false pride idiots. Their pride, their haughtiness and their pride came before their family's fall, and they've been descending into hell ever since. Their own Bible says the same thing, Psalms 9:17, the wicked go down to the realm of the dead, all the nations that forget God. And also Jesus is referred to as God because it's God in him that they're referring to, okay? And obviously it's God in the most righteous person. By not obeying them or listening to their interpretation, you're putting yourself before God, you're putting your family or whatever is preventing you from doing that, your false pride before God, you have forgotten God, you're sinking into the realm of dead, right? The nations go down generation by generation into the realm of the dead. And the only way out is to obey a valid leader. Pretty straightforward. You'd have to be a complete fucking idiot to think even for a moment I'm wrong. But here's Psalms 119, 100. I have more understanding than the elders, for I obey your precepts. They don't, I do. They should put their hands over their mouths and not insist on exalting themselves. They don't show up at the great assembly. They don't show up in heaven because they're done. Well, their own Bible says they're done. Proverbs 13. The lamp of the wicked is snuffed out. It's, you're done. Just shut the fuck up. Stop being a wolf in sheep's clothes, you fucking coward. You didn't have the moral will, the moral precision, the moral clarity, the moral maturity, moral toughness. You didn't have the virility. You didn't have the manhood. You didn't have the virtue to do the right thing. Vir means man in your own language, you fucking idiots. Okay, Hebrew 12:14. Without holiness, no man shall see the Lord. You're wicked, you have no lamp. You're not holy. You're in rebellion. A rebellion against the martial order. You can't obey God when he's a light in somebody. And then how are you going to obey God when he's a massive light? Right? You can't obey God when he's right there in your face. How do you claim to obey God when he's far away? Okay. And of course, they'll say stupid shit like the kingdom of heaven is in you. So you think dirt, excrement, and dirt is God? Just shut the fuck up, you idiots. Okay, Proverbs 20. God is obviously something you need to extract. Proverbs 20. The human spirit is a lamp for the Lord, shedding light on one's inmost being. What is your spirit? It is the spirit of rebellion. The spirit of America is not the spirit of God. Your school spirit is not the spirit of God. Your fake martial arts system, white supremacy spirit, is not the spirit of God. Your Eastern system that refuses to obey me and insists on your racial prerogative is not the spirit of God. I mean, come on. Most of these guys don't even believe in God. They're Buddhists and so on and so forth, at least a lot of them. Matthew 5:15. Put the lamp on its stand to give light to everyone in the house. Okay? Why? And it goes back to obey the divine order. Don't cover up who this guy is. Put him on TV. Have your congregation exalt him and so on and so forth. You didn't do that because you're wicked. You have no lamp. Your parents before you had no lamp, and so on and so forth. Okay? They weren't holy. They didn't see God. You don't see God. Your churches, none of your churches, I would venture to say, have ever seen God. Not a single member of the congregation, except for perhaps this faction of the Catholic Church, and that's only because my family was in it, right? And they were blameless while they were taking on that label. Okay? They were blameless, right? This is like Jesus going into the synagogue. You say, hey, because you went to that synagogue and disagreed with that preacher, that you're a hypocrite too? No, he's the blameless one. There's nothing he can do that can be blamed, and so it is with my family line. All right, Matthew 25, and of course you'll see bitches say stupid shit like, oh my goodness, oh, he thinks this and this and this. Who are you? I am who I am. I'm from the line you should listen to. The guy's doing the wrong thing. You're a privileged neo-colonialist and token minority bitch. You should shut the fuck up. You are nowhere near as virtuous as I am. You're just a fucking idiot to pretend that. It's a fool. It's an idiot. I tell you the truth, a midget pretending he's the tallest man in the world, is less of a clown than you fools pretending that you're comparable in terms of morals and worth to me. You fucking idiots. Matthew 25. The virgins are supposed to trim their lamps and have enough oil when Jesus comes. He says, he closes the door on them and says, I don't know you, the bridegroom. Luke, your eye is the lamp of your body. Right? How you see things. If you don't even know, you should give me my rightful place when all this scripture overkills that point, all these universal moral truths, all these martial art principles, you're a blind fucking idiot. Why are you trying to lead anyone? You're an idiot. It's immoral for you to lead anyone. It's stupid. All right, Proverbs 11:1. The Lord detests dishonest scales, but accurate weights find favor with him. I wonder how this applies to this video. Proverbs 16:12. Kings detest wrongdoing, for a throne is established through righteousness. Proverbs 29:27. The righteous detest the dishonest, the wicked detest the upright. Isaiah 11:5. Righteousness will be his belt, and faithfulness the sash around his waist. Ephesians 6:14. Stand firm with the belt of truth buckled around the waist, and with the breastplate of righteousness in place. Like a lamp on the stand, put these things in their rightful place, you stupid, rebellious cowards. Psalms 9:15. The nations have fallen into the pit they have dug. Their feet are caught in the net they have hidden. Too clever by half, you stupid fucks. Okay? 16. The Lord is known by his acts of justice. The